Right, here we've got a Hitachi EDX3280. This one here I bought off online to repair this one which I got for free from work. Now this one, when I got it, had a burnt LCD. This is the LCD screens which are in them. So this is the red one, of course, by a little sticker. But it's the blue ones which seem to go on all of these LCD projectors. I don't know why. Well, at least all the Hitachi ones, I've had 2 of them now. Not including this one, I've had another one. That one also had a dead blue LCD panel. Because they get burnt when the filters in the side here don't get changed. It blows air through the unit to cool it down. And apparently, if that filter gets blocked, the blue ones, which are here, are the first ones to go. Now, this one I'm about to check the LCD screens in, I'm not sure. But I've got a spare one. This red one should do the job for all of the colours. I'm not sure why they label them different colours, but we'll find out. If we put that in and it don't work, well, we'll know why. Now, this one when I got it was just that. So I did have the bulb, but for some unknown reason I took it apart. I don't know why, but there it is. There's the actual. That's the mercury vapor lamp which these things run on. That's why these lights are so friggin' expensive. But I've lost the plastic bit. That bit's from the other projector which I took apart, and I have to modify that one to fit in it. We'll go into it later, but first I'm going to take out the LCD panel. I'll try and worm this out. Sorry guys that I don't have what's it called, doodle? Let's put you here, you'll be able to see that. So I don't have a tripod, but you know, life can be a bitch. Unplug this little plug here, and this thing here should slip straight out. Now my hope is that they're all going to be good. Oh yes, there's a blue one. And there's no big circle in it, which would indicate it being fucked. So, this is good, which is a very good thing. Because to be honest, those little LCDs, I looked for them before, and they are a motherfucker to get hold of. So, yeah, that's very good. We'll slip this back in now. Now that it's been checked. You have to be careful when you do these, because any dust which you get in there will show up on the screen when it's done. We'll just quickly whack those screws back in. And I've got an absolutely horrendous cold. It's absolutely disgusting, and I hate it. So I feel a little bit like crap. So we'll whack that screw back in there. Somebody's had this open before, because the screws, which hold the front on here, if I butt both of them up against my finger, you'll be able to see the different lengths. Which isn't how they should be. Somebody's been tarting around with this thing before. So the hole's in this panel, just so you can actually get the screwdriver through it. And tighten up the lens. Which is actually pretty good, because otherwise you have to undo all these fucking plugs. It's a nightmare. So that's all those back together. Got to slip the little ribbon cables back through the little holes. I do have a spare one of these boards, so if any of these boards are knackered, well no. This actual this projector doesn't have a bulb for it. Which is probably the reason they got rid of it, because the bulbs aren't cheap. Which fucking way does this go up? This little thing fell out when I was taking it apart. There's a big multi-plug at the back here, which you have to push in. That's like a data connection, which all of the imports from the back, all of those, run into this main. Like it's kind of like this is like a logic board. The back one's some data board, and all the boards which are in here are high voltage and power supplies. Which I think there might be something wrong with one of them, because I plugged that bulb in and it didn't ignite. Which is rather worrying, because I don't have to fucking tug the whole lot apart to fix that. If I do, it's not too much of a hassle. Well, it is much of a hassle, but you know, life can be a bitch. And most of the time it is. I think my sister's boyfriend's here because he's driving a car with no exhaust on the back. Because it fucking fell off. That's what happens when you buy a fucking Vauxhall. Right, this is going to be a cunt now. Oh, there we go. It's back in. These little ribbon cable things. They're not so much delicate as fiddly. So, wriggle it in. Sorry you guys can't see this properly. But, you know. Putting these things in. It's basically, you've got this little white tab on the top. Let me show you. Got this little white tab. Moves up and down, you have to tug your little ribbon cable through. Don't use your fingernails, it should be alright. I'll try and show you this. Slip it under the white thing, locate, and it'll slot in. And then just click the white thing back inwards. Look at that. Now that is secure. Tighten up the 3 screws which hold this board on. and we'll get all the covers back on the filler, and we'll have a look at getting that bulb in. It's going to require some work from a hacksaw blade, I think. We'd have to do. Oh, we'd have to remove this fat ass lens from it, because the projector that it came off of, well, that particular holder came off. I've got another mercury vapor lamp there. It has this massive friggin' lens. What happens if you do this? Ooh, that's like a fish. That's one like those fisheye lenses. That looks pretty much normal-ish. That way. So it's like fish lens things. That's, you know what I mean? It's kind of cool. I like it. Anyway, we'll get back down to this. I'll put this all back together. It's not a particularly interesting part of the job. It's not hard. Got plug there, done. Screw, screw, screw. Top cover goes on. Like 3 screws around the outside. Put that on, and then there's 2 screws we scrap from underneath. And I'll use some of the ones from this because one of these is too long. I think it's that one. That's not from this projector. They put it in really, really tight, and it was still just flopping around. So we'll change that. Right. I made merry with a hacksaw, and hacked the circle out into a square. So this light should now fit in it. With this little clip which is supposed to hold it on. We'll figure out how the hell we're going to make it work in a minute. But before I do anything else, in here, down there, I don't have my torch with me. Put night vision on, you might be able to see it. Down there, you can see a fucking stupid thing on the screen would go. I'll be able to. There's a shiny bit in there. See, that is actually a switch. It's connected to this thing here. It's a micro switch, which is there for, of course, to make sure that the light can't be turned on whilst the cover is out or the light is out. Once you take the cover off, there's a big pin which sits usually in this housing. It would be about here, spring loaded. When you push this in, it sits in there but it doesn't push the button. But when you put that in, this little pin presses on that little plunger, which then connects that. What I'm going to do is the health and safety big no-no thing and whack a wood screw in there and depress the button indefinitely. So we'll do that, and then I'll try and get this in there. I'll try and do it off camera first, and then afterwards, if I do get it done, I'll show you how I've managed to do it. So wish me luck. Well, bloody handy. It went in just as good as the original one did. Fits in there pretty good. Don't really have to worry about which direction. If this bulb isn't sitting completely flat and flush, it's just the amount of light which goes in, it doesn't matter. So you could shine a friggin' flashlight in there, it'd probably work. So it's got all these what's-it doodles in there which align the light, and then it all gets kind of, it aligns the light and stops it from bouncing all over the place. Because of course this here, if I was to shine it on the wall, it wouldn't be just a perfect circle of that. It's going to be circular in lines. So yeah, or at least that's the theory. I'm hoping. I haven't ever taken one of these out and fired them up because I'm scared of high voltage. So yeah, we'll try and get this thing to fit now. Of course it's going to have to be, we might have to wrap something around that plug because it's just a little bit closer to comfort there. So hey, I'll keep tinkering around, and I'll show you it when it's done, if I can, because I might have to just wrap it up and bung it in there, and hopefully it works. I can't really put electrical tape around that, to be honest, because it's going to get very warm, hence the ceramic. Okay then. Right, I can't really take it out because it's plugged in down there, and I don't want to unplug it. The 2 locating pins at the bottom are in the same place, and I had to nip off this little edge. Couldn't find my file, so I just used a pair of sci-cuz and nibbled out this little bit around here to make way for that pin, but the other pin there is still in the same place, so it's in the rightish place. All I have to do, make sure it's in there, put that on the top, and it'll hold it down. So we should be in business. Fantastic. And we'll plug it in and test it out. Alright, it's the moment of truth. Plug the switch over there, and it should power up. Yep. See if it turns on. Yep. See if it's going to try and ignite. Oh, it's just doing that. I think there's something wrong with the igniter. Oh great, that means I have to take all that crap out and put it in this one. Ah, wank. Ah, shouldn't be too much of a hassle. That means the igniter's not working. Oh well. Fuck. No problem. We'll rip all the stuff out of this one and put it in that one. So, 1 day later and 5 cups of coffee. Although 2 of those aren't mine, so 3 of those are mine. And get this thing to work even better than I did yesterday. You guys, I did take some video of it, but I wasn't satisfied with the video recording skills because basically I felt like shit and I couldn't bother. So I'm redoing it this evening. Since yesterday I've had them completely stripped back down because I wanted to replace this piece. This is what contains, well, the light goes in here. This piece here kind of aligns the light coming in. Then you have it's kind of like some sort of prismy thing here which directs the light this way and that way. And you have, of course, another mirror which goes that way, one which then reflects it that way, another which reflects it that way, then this way. There's an awful lot of stuff in here, lots of little things. I'll take this apart for you in another video. But this one here had a big crack out of it here, and it was making the top of the case get really, really warm. This one is warm, but not like it was yesterday. Yesterday, I mean, you could only hold your back of your hand on it for a little while before I thought, that's kind of uncomfortable. So I did change it. The fans in this one also shit, but I will keep them as spares. I might take them out, blow them out, compressed air. Take the back sticker off where the shaft is for the motor, and I'll just put a tiny bit of like sewing machine oil on it or something. Just something to lube it up a little bit. But yeah, I mean, you can see the blades of the little blower in there, and they're pretty clogged up with dust. So I'm quite happy I've changed that. It's now a lot quieter. Airflow is about the same, but it's hotter now for some unknown reason. It's probably because not as much heat's coming out the top here, being vented into the case. It pulls air in through the side and through the front, and then it ejects it out the back through that same one hole. This logic board came off the one I bought online. That was fucked, so I had to replace that for the original one. Got a spare little audio, card thing for the back for all the media which goes into it. And the power supply did actually turn out to be fucked. There it is down there. This is the power supply. It's split into 2 units. If I can separate it with one hand, I'll show you it, but I'm not sure if I'll be able to. It's basically got a lower piece, which is the control side, so for the main board and the LCDs and stuff. There's another one which is the high voltage for the lamp. There we go. Pretty easy to see. This was connected by a plug. That plug there to the plug here. That's high. That's like 200 volt, 250 volt, 240 volts out into this, which then converts it to who knows, a couple 100,000. But the ballast in there, there's no stick on it to tell you the specific voltage output. But it's probably around about 30,000 volts, thereabout. So yeah, I've got a couple of spare parts. That they'll probably just get chucked away or kept for spares in case. But the high voltage side's not working because it doesn't ignite it properly. Yeah, overall was really good. I had to replace the LCD, the blue one after all, because it had like little blue dots, so I replaced it. This thing is in here. I'll keep it as a spare, but yeah, this one was slightly different to the replacement one I had. So the other one did have to take a little bit of modification to get it to go in, but once it went in, I had to recalibrate it, so had it running with the main board hanging out, and I used a pair of pliers and 2 screwdrivers to bend the metal frame in which all the LCDs attached to, so that they all line up and you don't get any distortion. Because basically, the better those LCDs are in synchronization with each other, the better the quality, because it's like it's out of focus. So yeah, I'll try and get this edited tonight, and I hope to see you guys soon.